Hello beautiful people, and welcome back to another video. My name is Leonie Bay and I am a mother to twin beautiful boys. So in this video I'll be going over essential tips when traveling with toddlers. So I am no way an expert to this. I have only traveled with my toddler twins quite a few times, and during these times these are the things that I have learned and I thought to share with you guys. So without further ado, let us go ahead and hop over to this point. The first one is book a direct flight or a flight with a longer layover. During takeoffs and landing, these are typically the times where kids build pressure in their ears, and this pressure is what causes pain and causes tantrums. If you get a direct flight, you only have to do it once and get it over with. Now if you cannot get a direct flight, get a flight with a longer layover. That way, before you board your next flight, you give your toddler some time, to walk around, to play, to burn some energy before they get on the next plane. Also, it will be less stressful to you as a parent, because having to rush through the airport trying to catch another flight when you have a little toddler with you can be a stressful event. So if you get a flight with a longer layover, this will give you enough time for you, to make the transition, especially when you're traveling with your little one. Now, the next point is call the airline after you book your flight and have them add your toddler. This is most especially when you're traveling with a lap infant. A lap infant means your child is younger than 2 years old and you can fly with them for free. So they are considered lap infants because they don't have a seat of their own. So after you book your flight, call the airline and let them know that you do have a lap infant and you want to add them to the flight. That way they will add your child under you. This will save you so much time, as they already know that you're traveling with a child. If you don't buy your seat while booking and the airline has to assign a seat for you, when they are assigning the seat, they have it in mind that you have a lap infant with you. So it's very important to call them and let them know. When I did travel with my twins, the very first time I traveled with my husband, at that time my twins were I think 14 months old. No, at that time my twins were I think 16 months old. So I had to call the airline and let them know we are traveling with 2 lap infants. My husband had to put one under his name, and I did have one of the toddlers under my name. So make sure to call them. The next point is get to the airport early. So it is very important for you to arrive the airport at least 90 minutes or maybe 2 hours before your flight takes off. This way it ensures that you have enough time to go through security, to check in your things, and you are in no rush. To the airport early, it gives you some time to let your toddler play around, burn some energy, relax, and get settled before you board the plane. So try as much as you can to get to the airport. The next point is gate check your strollers and car seats. At no additional cost, most airlines will let you check your car seats and your strollers for free. Now I said gate check. Gate check means you take the strollers and the car seat with you all the way to the gate before you book your plane, and hand it over to someone and they will put it under the plane. You can check your car seats as a luggage at the check-ins, but I haven't had a good experience with that, because there are 2 different instances where I traveled with my toddlers. I checked in my car seat, and by the time I got to my destination, my car seat was not there. Kids didn't have a car seat to take them home, so it was so frustrating. There was nothing they could do at that time, so I had to get another means of getting them home, having someone bring car seats to me at the airport. So that was a very stressful thing to go through. Also, there are other times when I traveled with the kids and I checked in the car seats at the luggage check, and by the time the car seats arrives, considering how they transport them, some parts were broken, the cups were missing, and I only discovered those when I was home because I was really in a rush. So if you have someone with you and you have the means, I'll advise that you take your car seats and your stroller. For the stroller, of course, I think you'll be using the stroller. In my case, I had a double stroller, very great lightweighted stroller that we got from Target. I had my twins on the stroller, and we just had to push them around the airports through security to the gates, and even when we had to do our transitions, we just had them in the strollers. But now with the car seat, it's hard to carry them around. So let's get back to, you know, the car seats and the stroller point. So if you have the means and you have someone with you, take the car seat and the stroller all the way to the gate. Have someone put tags on them. They will put the car seat and your stroller under the plane, and then you are assured that by the time you get off the plane, you are getting off and taking your car seats and your strollers. The next point is board the plane last. Most airlines usually let parents with children board the airplane first, but it usually takes about 30 minutes for everyone else to board the plane, for them to do, you know, their pre-checks and, you know, do everything before the plane takes off. And you are with a toddler. Of course, toddler do not like sitting down in one spot for too long. So instead of taking the toddler in first and getting stuck with them in one seat, you know, they want to get up, they want to jump. If you have an adult or someone else traveling with you, that way you can have them go ahead of you, check in the car seats and the strollers. And if you have, you know, luggages that you're carrying with you, they can go ahead and put them in the overhead bins and get your seat ready. So your toddler just play around and burn some extra energy before you board the flight. So by the time you board your flight, you are ready to take off. So keep that in mind. Next point is protect your toddler's ears. Now, a way to protect your toddler's ears is by feeding them during takeoffs and landing. This way, as they chew, it helps pops up their ears and prevent them from building that pressure that causes pain. So when the flight is about to take off, if you have water or juice, just give it to your child and make sure they are sucking on it or they are chewing on some snacks while the plane takes off. And when the plane is about to land, let them do the same thing. Bring lots of snacks with you. One thing I know is you can go through security with liquid. Thing that your child likes, you can go through security with them. The only thing they will do is they will take your bag to the side, check the liquid, and then of course they will hand it over to you because you're having a child. So if there's any drink or anything that your child likes, bring it with you. The next point is visit the airport restroom before your flight. So take your toddler to the restroom, change them if you have to. Maybe if they've had a number 2 or a number 1, just change them so that once you get on the plane, you don't have to worry about having to change your toddlers. Now, the next point is when you're booking your flight, if you have to buy your seat at that time, make sure to buy a window seat or buy an aisle seat. Always leave the seats in the middle open. Usually the seats in the middle are always the last seats to fill in, and if you're lucky enough and no one books the seat, you will have a free seat for your toddler to, you know, play and jump on. So actually someone books the seat in the middle and you know your kid is bothering you and you have to, you know, switch positions. It's easy for you to switch positions, and you know, if you're sitting on the aisle, you can always have your child walk around if they want to, and you know you're sitting closer and watching them. So now the next point is screen time, or bring toys with you. Now if you're that parent that doesn't believe in screen time and you don't like your child watching screen time, when you're traveling with, you just have to give them the laissez-faire to watch whatever they want. Another good way is to download shows that they like. So for me, there is this show called Songs of Little. There's a lady named Miss. My kids literally love her that they can watch her even without hearing anything. Show them and they'll watch it, and that will make your traveling experience, you know, way manageable. Now the last point is ignore the haters. Yes, when you fly with kids, there are people that will fly with you that sometimes they get so angry. You can see how angry looking they are when they look at you, and when your child is crying and you're unable to you know, stop your child. But believe me or not, no matter what you do, there are times that your child just wants to cry out loudly. They just want to scream, and there is nothing you can do. Even after you've given them their iPads, you've given them snacks, they just want to scream, and there is really nothing you can do. You just have to let them go through the phase. So Ignore the people around you, especially the ones that have the hateful eyes and are looking at you like do something and you cannot do something. Don't worry about them. Just ease your child the way you can. Take your time. If you have to tap them on the back or hold them for them to stop, take your time. Don't do it because you are worried about someone sitting next to you. So keep that in mind. So these are the essential tips that I learned as I travel with my toddlers. If you have other tips that I did not mention, please drop them down in the comment section so I can learn, and implement them the next time I travel with my toddlers. And if you enjoyed watching this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and click on the notification bell so whenever I post a new video, you get a notification and come and support me. I wish you the best as you get ready to go adventure with your little one, and thank you so much for your patience and thank you for watching this video. See you in my next video. Thank you.